Hello ladies and gentlemen, Reginald Scott here and welcome to another quick tips video. Now today's quick tips video is all about the kind of hand signals and gestures if you're in a cycling club or a cycling group. So the first one is this. So you're cycling along and you see a rider in front do this or do this, okay? So I'll do it from the front now so you can see better. What this means as they put their hand behind their back like that is that there's an obstruction in front of them and they're either moving out this way or this way to avoid the obstruction. Okay, so I'm cycling along and I do this. That means there's an obstruction over here, like a parked car at the side of the road, and I'm going to be moving out away from that parked car. So it's a warning to the cyclist behind, I'm moving in this direction to avoid the parked car which is in front of me here on my left hand side. Okay? So that's the first one, a really useful one. Next one is this. Cycling along and you see a cyclist point like that. So he might point here, he might point here, he might point like that. Pointing basically at the ground. Pointing at the ground means there's a manhole cover, there's some rubbish, there's a pothole, there's a crack in the road, anything like that that could potentially be dangerous to you as a cyclist. The cyclist in front is pointing to it. So if you see a cyclist pointing at the ground, that means there's an obstruction coming up along the line of where he's pointing, and then you follow him because he or she, will move away from that obstruction. Okay, so if you see a cyclist in front of you pointing at the ground, that means coming up very quickly is a manhole cover or pothole or something that's dangerous and you need to move around it. So it's a warning about something dangerous on the road. Another hand signal. You're cycling along and you see this, okay? This is like halt, okay? This is I'm stopping or I'm having to slow down very quickly because something's happening. Maybe a car has pulled out in front of them, in front of the cycling group, or there's a barrier in the way of the road, or there's been an accident. Cyclist will raise his hand so it's nice and high, nice and clear to the whole group, briefly of course, because he's got to put his hands back down to reach the brakes, and that might go along with a command of stopping or something like that, or halting. He'll shout out that he's going to stop. All right, so raise his hand up high and say I'm stopping. But here's another one. So you're cycling along and someone starts doing that, waving their hand, right, like this. That means I'm slowing down. So it's similar to this command. It's basically saying I'm slowing down, I'm stopping, but it's more controlled. It's like we're slowing for a junction maybe, or I need to slow down, so be aware of the fact that I'm about to brake or I am braking, and don't run into the back of me. So don't forget to talk to your other riders when you meet them next time about what their hand gestures are in your particular club, because they may vary. There are also some other hand gestures that I haven't gone through with you today. Those are just some of the basic ones that you're most likely to see when you're out riding, and that's about it. There is of course one other hand gesture which quite often I get from motorists, and I haven't worked out what it means yet, so if you can pop in the comments below what you think it means. But often they drive by and do that, and honestly I can't work it out. So they're trying to warn me about something, but it's just going over my head, sorry. Alright, thanks for watching guys. As always, stay safe and yeah, enjoy the next ride that you go on within a club.